Well, the conversations I've had with Olly so far is that he does see me as a leader, because if you look at the age of the squad, I think the average age is 24, so it's quite a young squad, and obviously I'm 26 now, so I'm going to have to go in as a kind of a bit of an older head. Yeah.
Now Jerry's retired, it's brought the average age down.
Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned consolidating for Wakefield, and have they given you any sort of idea of what they expect from, not just from you individual, but as a team? Have they set any goals for next season? Or?
Well, obviously, like I said, we've not been in yet, so there's nothing been set. I think top 8 maybe next year is what's been spoke about but I think I think if you ask any rugby player, you want to go to a grand final, isn't it? So I mean, stories are good. No one will expect us, so it'd be a good story if you could get to a Challenge Cup final but I guess we'll just have to see.
How do you fancy Huddersfield versus Wakefield in cup final?
That'd be good, yeah. Playing against my mates, but
I forgot what question we asked now. Yeah, obviously, Huddersfield, you came through the academy. You were part of the successful academy side of the semi-final. What would you say has been the high and the low of your career at Huddersfield? Is there a particular moment or a particular game or a particular week or something that stands out?
Heights has probably it'll either be my debut or that semi-final at Ellen Road. Obviously the final was an unbelievable experience, but I think that would have been the best moment of my career if we could just last that extra 2 minutes. But
I think it would have been the best moment of most of us.
But yeah, I just think that semi-final, that feeling that I had as soon as that whistle went, and I just knew I was going playing in a Challenge Cup final. Obviously, every young English kid's dream.
Yeah.
That's probably the best. Worst, none really stick out to me, to be fair. I think one of the worst is probably, I think we got a fair riding at Headingley once, like 54-0 or something. So yeah, I think that probably one of the lowest. And probably Hull KR this year actually at home. I got dragged off 50 minutes in, for apparently not for performing. So, and then I didn't play again for 10 weeks. So,
was that fair, or do you agree with the not performing, or was that your coach's thoughts?
I don't know, to be fair. I think maybe there was whispers going around that obviously moving on. I don't know if that come into the fact that I didn't play for 10 weeks, or I think I always knew deep down that if 2A didn't get banned, I don't think I would have started the year anyway.
What?
So I think it was just that I played well in that first game, and he didn't. If you play well, you keep your shirt, kind of thing. And Jake got an head knock, so he couldn't play the week after. So I always knew deep down I could feel it was going to come. The frustrating part after it for me is I just wanted to go and play rugby, and I wasn't allowed to go out on loan, which that was just the only frustrating part, because at the end of the day all I want to do is play rugby. And obviously I got frustrated, I didn't see eye to eye with some of the decisions, so I just felt like even if you just let me go out for 2 weeks, a month, just so I could be playing, I just felt like then it was like keeping me 18th man every game, which was like I was still kind of involved, but I didn't feel involved at all. I knew how many times did 18th man come on this season, and I don't think 18th man's a for an half back anyway, because it's normally there's more middles and outside backs. So yeah, I just wanted to go out and play rugby, and that was the only frustrating part. But fortunately, I got back in the team near the end.
So you played under a few coaches at Huddersfield. What would you say was the biggest influence on them, and what sort of relationship did you have with each of them, and how did they all differ in personally to you and obviously towards your development, and as a head coach, in a collective sense?
I I probably would say that Watto had the biggest influence on my career since being at Huddersfield, because I didn't really play that much. I had the odd game, but when Watto came in, he gave me a bit of a shot. So yeah, who else was our head coach? Oh, Simon Wolford. He was like really good at the start, because I think I was playing when he was just being name coach. He was like coaching from Australia, if you understand.
Or was it that gave you your debut? Was that?
That was Chris Foreman.
Oh, Foreman, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say we're probably one of the interim coaches we had, didn't we?
Yeah. So Jerm was good for a bit, but then he just shouted all the time. So I was like,
shouted in a good way, or bad? Shouted at you, or just shouted?
Shouted. I think he just spoke shouting, to be fair. So. And,
like that.
And like effing and jeffing every other word. So yeah.
Smashing boxes.
So yeah, probably.
We've got the joys of his lab coming up.
Yeah.
So.
It's probably Watto's probably been the biggest. I learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
But you learn a lot from Roy at the back. He's probably been the biggest influence. And probably somebody you'll take for granted leaving now. That to have someone who plays in your team who's pretty much a coach as well is.
Yeah. Well, hopefully now's one of the lads that will stay around. I don't see it happen very much. Are you right? All right. Good one. Was there any time previously in your career where you seriously thought about wanting to leave Huddersfield, or were you always, up until this year, were you always kind of happy here and happy with how things were going?